I'm on the radio too.
We're all on the radio.
See you tonight.
You turned on my microphone.
I did not turn down your microphone. I'm turning off the music because this is DJ Mario's mix from 2014.
No, that's DJ Sean's.
Is that Sean's mix from 2014?
Uh-oh.
I thought this was Mario's mix.
Man, that mix is so old. It's unbelievable. I actually went to my home in Connecticut.
Weren't you at like a fancy French restaurant last night?
Yeah, I was up in Greenwich.
At a fancy French restaurant,
Yes.
right?
Yes, I
It was
was.
something French, and it was, I don't read French, but it looked fancy to me.
I guess you changed the code. I need a new one. Thank you, if you don't mind.
Do you literally walk around with this little piece of paper in your pocket all
It's
day?
over
What do you
there.
think? It was right there.
Oh, I thought this was in your pocket all day. The code, he's walking around with it in his pocket all day.
No, I went up to Greenwich last night.
Yes.
Just to check out the house that my son had a party at on 4th of July.
By the way,
I was in a royal mess.
I
Yeah.
want. Did you? There was in the New York Post today.
Mhm.
I just sent this to my son,
Yeah.
who is now 16 years old,
Right.
Oh.
in Connecticut.
Mhm.
There is a hedge fund titan, billionaire.
Where in Connecticut?
I don't know where.
Quite sure it's Greenwich.
Okay.
What's his name?
I don't. I will look it up in a second. And his underage son had a party in his house while he was upstairs sleeping,
So,
and some people got injured and overly intoxicated, and he ended up getting arrested.
his son got arrested as well as his daughter.
Oh,
as
you
well.
saw that?
Mhm.
You saw that.
I think it was like a 20-year-old daughter and an 18-year-old son.
But then they had under 18-year-olds there as well.
Mm-hmm.
So Mr. Squeeze.
So who is it? Oh, hedge fund.
There you go.
No,
Yeah.
no, that's the one behind the Trump presidency.
Go on New York Post.
Yes, New York. The one in the New York Post, exactly. While you're doing that, I got to write down a new code here.
Thank you. Well, I don't see that. I don't see what you're talking.
All right, doesn't
Seemed
matter.
like we did.
So,
Sweet said hello,
just make it that somebody got arrested, this hedge fund dude, because his children decided to have a party in the house. So I just sent this to my son this morning and said, "This is why we have barred parties in our house."
What did he say?
He has not responded. But I just had this conversation.
But you
with
won't know.
him.
You won't know when they keep it. That's
Well, there's always a parent
When David
home.
was doing it, you just don't know.
Well, that's when there's no parents at home.
Worse, they take the cars.
Well, then
That's the
no. I'm then
Drunk driving and all of that.
Well, no, yeah, that's all bad. But when you are an adult and you are in the home, or you are not in the home, but you allow your children to have a party in your home, guess who's getting arrested? The adult.
Well, I knew that.
Yes.
I knew that.
Right. So that's the only point I'm trying to make.
I always give my kids the hard talk, the very hard talk.
This,
know-
this
That talk
coffee
sound like-
place is the worst.
You know what I
coffee
tell
place
them,
ever.
right?
What do you tell them?
What do you think I tell them, Kyle? You should go.
Oh,
You ought to know, man.
my parents didn't really have to tell me anything because the threats were constant when
Enough.
they were there.
What kind of threat did you get?
Were they subtle?
Death threats?
Death?
You see, Kyle.
Jokingly, of
it's
course.
different.
No, I'm not
Kyle, it's different from a black family
Yeah.
and a white family and other. It's completely different. When a black family threatened as a kid, it's a whole different thing.
It's real.
It's real.
Oh, and I'm not threatening.
What are you gonna do to Gabby and Zach? They're gonna slap you around.
They will not slap me around.
What are you gonna do?
They will not slap me around.
What are you gonna do? Try that with a black family.
Yeah.
If they say you're dead, you're gonna be dead. All right, it's different.
There's nothing you can
Not
do about
literally.
And
You're
it's
gonna feel like you're
literally.
You're go-
Because no one would ever.
Oh,
kill
in
their
many
child.
cases, literal, not literal death.
Not literal death.
You're getting
but
your ass
feel
busted.
like you are.
You are
it.
getting your ass
To your
busted.
soul in the process.
I know that feeling.
And why don't you think that I can do that same thing to my children?
It's not prevalent in your culture.
Also, you shouldn't
do
be on
that.
the radio saying I beat my kids.
I don't beat
within
my
an inch of
kids.
their
No.
life.
I don't beat. I've never.
Well, we're not
touched
saying
my
that,
children.
but I'm just telling you,
Well,
in the black
But why,
culture,
I don't know why you. But why
kids
do
are
you?
getting their ass kicked.
Okay, well that's a different story. But you know what? I thought you were saying that that my children wouldn't be scared of me.
I didn't say scared.
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
just saying the way it's handled is different.
Yeah.
Try it with the Jamaican family.
Yeah.
It's even worse. It's
Exactly
worse.
what you mean.
Well, that's why child services
Exactly.
exists.
I agree with you with that. I don't think that should happen at all.
I remember on report card day one time, my brother had the worst report card. My dad starts chasing him with the belt. And then my sister just happened to be bringing one of her friends over at the time. And she walks in and just sees this grown man running at her with the belt. And so now she's just like running around my house because she's following my brother.
Why does it sound like this? It's like a comedy show going on there.
No, this is real.
This is real.
This is really
fair.
what happened.
Nah, it's real.
Yeah.
This is real stuff.
I was at, I went to a comedy show last night.
Where'd you go?
Caroline's.
Oh, yeah? Who'd you see?
It was I don't remember all their names, but the last comic was very, very funny.
Yeah.
She was like a 50-year-old black lesbian.
Wanda Sykes.
No, somebody else. But she was hilarious. And then me and
You got picked on?
I got picked on because I was in the front.
You heckled?
No, I didn't say a word. I was just there with
Liar.
I was just there with Zach and his friends.
Did
and
you
it was
show up in a blazer?
I was in a blazer, yes.
That's why.
And because I had come from work,
Yeah.
and I went, I took Zach and his friends there for his birthday. It was his 16th birthday,
Yeah.
and we were, I think, probably the only white people in the entire audience.
Yeah.
So one of the comedians comes up and heckled and goes, "Oh, look, the cast from Get Out just showed up."
Oh my goodness! Did you finally see it?
I thought that was kind of
But
funny.
did you see it?
No, I
haven't seen
You
the
have
movie?
to see it. Like it'll be super, like more funny.
So
You know, look
Oh,
at that
man,
joke
yeah.
differently. I'm like, I don't know if I think that joke is funny anymore.
all right, so that's it.
Anyway, so what have we learned? Do not let your kids keep party at the house.
Do not have a party at the house. Don't go to a blazer in a club. And Kyle got you know what kicked out of him for bad report cards.
Oh, no, I always had good report.
You always had good report
His brother.
cards. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
All right.
My mom did that to me when I was younger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't I tell you to study? Yes, but I didn't.
No. The story of you getting beat by your
And
mom.
she was
Let's do
fast.
immigration. Let's do immigration. Let's do immigration.
Yeah.
And by the way, one of the things that we should be doing is introducing everybody so everybody knows who everybody is.
Did you hear me say
You
good
said
morning?
good morning to people, but that was not a true introduction.
They had names
That was
that
not
I
a true
used.
introduction.
All right. And by the way, folks, Jenny happens to be a managing attorney here at Spar and Bernstein.
Correct.
So is Brad Bernstein.
Correct.
And Kyle is SMG.
Correct.
Little Nikki, I'm still trying to figure out what she does.
She just sits here and looks cute.
Kimberly, social media manager.
Yes.
Okay. SMM, right?
Spielberg Jr. just walks
Spielberg
out.
Jr.
Because he already did his job. He came on and turned the camera
does
on.
absolutely nothing.
He
Just
turns the camera on and then left,
and
leaves.
exits.
The exits.
And then he comes back
Yes.
Yes.
when he feels like it, right?
All right. So,
So let's go to Natalie. Natalie,
Hi, good morning.
good morning.
good morning,
morning.
Natalie. You've got two attorneys here ready to
Hi,
answer your
guys.
immigration questions because you called 1-800-LawLink.
Okay, hi, Squeeze, good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, Brad. My question is that I filed for my 10 year, but like 2 months after I applied for my 10-year, I had a disagreement with my husband and I kicked him out the house. So I talked to my lawyer about it because I want to be honest about the procedure, and then she said that I have to get a divorce and then file on my home.
Sounds like good advice.
Yeah, that's the way it's supposed to be done.
So, what's your question?
She wants to
So
know.
even
She
though
wants to know is
so
that good
even-
advice? And she's just telling me a story,
She's looking
and
at
she's
second opinion.
concerned and looking for a second opinion. So the answer
Your
is
opinion has been second.
yes. I think that's good advice. What you would need to do if you and your spouse are not living together, maybe Jenny would like to add to this. But if you and your spouse are not living together, if you are divorced and can prove it was real, that's a good way to get a green card,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes, most definitely.
I don't know what else we can add to that.
I think what she's trying to say is that, the 751 jointly filed is already in, and she,
It's already filed.
has already filed,
I-
but there's changed circumstances. They're no longer together. If it's a matter of they're fighting and
Yeah, I mean, the bottom line is this. You have two ways to show up. You're going to get an interview. And there's two ways you can show up to an interview. You can show up with a spouse and say you live together, which even if assuming he's willing to come, would not be very kosher and truthful. or you can show up with a divorce decree and say, we did live together, we're not living together today, and here's the evidence that we did live together, and that's a perfectly good way to get a green card, and that would be telling 100% the truth. So that's why I said that your lawyer, I think, gave you good advice.
Okay.
How's that?
Okay, thank you.
All right?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, folks, we are here for the Brad and Squeeze Show, where we answer immigration questions, of course, created by the law offices of Spar and Bernstein and the Link Up Media Group of Companies. Call us at 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465, 1-800-LAWLINK. And don't forget, it's not just immigration. There's criminal defense, there's personal injury, there's family law, there's tax law.
Are you doing page 23 right now?
Well, see, because I know, according to ratings, every 15 minutes we have new listeners.
Yes.
I think it's more like every 5 minutes now, seeing that we're on social media.
On social media, I see go up, down, up,
yeah,
down,
exactly.
Up, down.
So
wait, what's page 23 now?
Oh, that's the
very interesting page.
That was,
that's all I gotta say.
Right.
I want to see this contract.
Yeah, it's a ridiculous contract. Do you know, like, the first 10 pages is like Squeeze just giving me emojis? You ever see a contract of the first 10 pages is just emojis? There's the poop emoji, then the happy emoji, then page 9 he just gives me a thumbs up. I'm like, what kind of dumb contract is he giving me?
You thought that was a thumb?
Yeah. And then at 10 we start getting into English. So I mean, so what can I tell you? So page 23 is the section of law where Squeeze has to talk about our other areas of law.
Okay.
Because I've been talking about USA Credit all the time.
Okay.
But Squeeze rarely ever mentions. So exactly.
Really now?
Really? Right.
Seriously, Brad?
I didn't say really. I said rarely. Rarely ever mentions our other areas of law. So we took a look at the contract, and in the contract, there is a page 23 where it doesn't say Squeeze must go mention other areas of law, but it says Squeeze has to promote Spar and Bernstein appropriately in the same. I mean, I'm paraphrasing it, but in the same respect that Spar and Bernstein promotes USA Credit. So I said to Squeeze the other day, I said, it's great that, I'm doing this USA Credit thing every day. And by the way, the telephone number for USA Credit is 1-800-872-7177. So it's great that I'm doing this USA Credit thing, every day, and I'm happy to do it. It's my pleasure, and they're a fantastic company, which they are, and they are promoting. They are promoting the show, and they are sponsoring the show, actually. So it's absolutely my pleasure, and and in my gratitude, I'm happy to do it. I said, but did you ever look at page 23? And Squeeze like, I haven't looked at this emoji-filled contract in a long time. So I pointed it out. I said, it says you have to, promote Spar and Bernstein as well, equally to, what Spar and Bernstein does for USA Credit Repair on the Brad and Squeeze Show. See, it's Brad and Squeeze. We're equal here. So he looks at me. He goes. So he looks at me just as he's looking at me now. He goes, and this is completely off the. He goes, really, Brad? I go, really? He goes, and I don't do it. And I go, I don't know if you do it to the extent that we do a whole USA Credit thing. No, I don't think you do. And he says, just watch. That's what he said. And that was our entire conversation.
Hold on 1 second. I'm trying to get Zenmar. Zenmar, do me a favor. Pull all the segments for the law office of Spar and Bernstein from the other 8 hours that we do on radio daily. We're only doing the 2 hours that we normally do during the day. That's it. No more on the other areas.
Done. So at some point today, there will be a page 23.
Okay.
We actually have the women in the comment section. They're saying page 23 now. That's crazy.
There it is, Squeeze. There is a page 23.
I know. Page 23 is in full blast right now. But once again.
And by the way, that's very true with the emojis. But he was joking around. He first showed me a thing. He goes, here's your contract. There was like 6 emojis on it.
Really?
So I'm like, and then I go, are you serious?
Can you do that?
No, you can't. You can't make a contract of emojis, and then there was a real one. But that's how he presented it to me originally.
Hilarious.
Yeah. Can you imagine if you go to a lawyer And you like pay this lawyer. You're like, yes, here is your contract, and it's just
emojis.
just emojis.
We should try that with our clients. See what happens. See what the reaction is at
Yeah.
first.
They're actually trying that now with everything that we do in life.
What?
Emojis for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what? Like, what are they trying to do? Like make a movie out of it?
When you actually
They made
When you
a
speak-
movie out of
Yeah.
emojis.
Yeah.
You know what I've never ever figured
Or
out?
like you know what? Instead of writing people, just emoji. Oh, they do that too.
Like a Pixar movie.
Yeah,
Made it.
yeah, they made it. What could that possibly be about?
emojis running around.
I don't know.
What could that possibly be about?
Good morning. I'm married to a citizen. Can she file for my daughter and granddaughter for my daughter? And my daughter is 28.
What?
Citizen
That's a question for Jen.
filing for daughter and granddaughter. Is
If
that
the-
possible? And the daughter is 28.
If the marriage occurred prior to the 18th birthday, the U.S. citizen spouse can definitely put in a petition
For the daughter.
for the daughter, but there is going to be a waiting period because she's no longer considered
What
a
about the
minor
granddaughter?
child. At that point, the granddaughter would be a derivative.
Yeah. So the short answer is yes, but they're going to wait about 7 years, and the granddaughter will be included.
Just as long as the daughter was under 18 when they got married.
Someone wants to ask. This is a general.
Is it like paparazzis came into the
How long does it take to get a green card?
Lambasting him, so he's like, you know what? I'm gonna work today.
How long does it take to get a green card?
Depends how you're getting the green card, please.
I knew it was going to be that answer. I knew that answer was coming. Like, how long does it take? I don't know.
How long does it take to get a green card?
If you're applying in the U.S., anywhere from 6 to 8 months. Outside the U.S., anywhere from, I would say, 15 to 18 months.
Isn't there
That's
like,
marriage to a U.S. citizen, though.
is there like an old folk song? How many days? Something? No.
I'm not an old folk. I couldn't.
An old folk song. No.
There's a song called 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-529-5465.
Are you trying to give cards for kids?
5465. That jingle is a hell of a jingle, though.
That's the worst.
But
It's
it
haunting.
works. It
It's
works, though.
haunting.
1-800.
It's haunting. It's haunting. Everybody knows it. It's haunting.
I know.
Yeah.
That and the 1-800-SLEEPY.
They should have had that as part of the scare tactics in Get Out. You know, like one of the
You
zombies.
can't talk about Get Out because you never watched
one
it.
of the zombies
I told you to
running
watch. You
around
never watched
singing that
Snowden.
song.
You never watched Get Out.
I don't know what Get Out is.
I only watched.
You don't know?
No.
I
gotta
only-
watch
I
Get
only-
Out.
I only
It's a
watched.
movie, I'm assuming?
Yeah. I only-
Daniel, you watched it? You watched it, Kimberly?
Get Out.
Get Out.
I haven't yet.
Oh, you've seen it, right? Okay, see.
What is your opinion on it?
It's crazy. Yeah.
I only watched.
TSA! Brad, you wouldn't get it.
It's an inside joke, Brad. We don't get
Apparently,
it.
yes.
no.
Ken.
All right, let's go to Kim.
Ken.
Or Ken.
Ken.
Ken, what's up?
Hey, good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Come on, admit it. We made you laugh.
Just.
Brad, I have a question for you. What is the procedure for filing a U.S. citizen father filing for his son, which is under 21 years old, and the son is living in the United States and is currently out of status
How did the son come to the United States?
on a visitor visa?
Is the son living with the father now?
Yes.
So you would file an adjustment application for that child. Well, let me ask you this question: Was the father a U.S. citizen before the son was born?
No. He actually recently became a United
fine.
States citizen. Yeah.
All right. So then you would file an I-130, an I-45, an I-864 affidavit of support, an I-765 for a work permit, whether he's of age to work or not, just so he can get a social, a I-131 advance parole application with proof that you are the biological father and that you're actually have a parent-child relationship with him, and that would be pretty simple because he lives with you.
Could be
So
school records, medical records.
Exactly.
Health insurance.
And then you
things along
submit
those lines.
that with an entire adjustment application, which was the forms I just told you. You pay the government $1,765, and what, 6 months later, Jenny?
Yeah, should be
6
around
months
6 months.
later, he will get a green card, but if he's under 18, he should become an automatic U.S. citizen.
Once the green card is
Got it.
issued.
Right.
Nope.
And we can help you with
No
that. So hold on
problem.
1 second. Hold on. All right, hold on.
Okay.
All right.
Once again, folks, you're in tune to the Brad and Squeeze Show. And we're here answering immigration questions this morning. The number is 1-800-529-5465, 1-800-LAWLINK, 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-LawLink. Hello.
Steve.
Yes, good morning. Yeah, please.
Hey, good morning,
Okay.
Steve.
I'm going to make it real fast. Here's the situation. I've been in the United States for 27 years. I recently got my green card in 2012. But I got arrested in 1995 or 6. And I'm trying to go get my citizenship. But when I went to get the police report, I realized that on the report, it said that I was born. The police made a mistake and put that I was born in the States.
But why are you getting your police report for purposes of the citizenship?
I don't need to do that. I mean, I'm trying to get my...
Just get the disposition.
And this arrest was disclosed when you applied for your green card?
Yes, everything was finalized. I got my green card in 2012.
Wait. Finalized means you got your green card. The question that Jenny asked you, disclosure. Disclosure means that you went and said...
You told immigration, yeah.
You told immigration, I got arrested, here's my disposition.
And they said it's okay.
Did that happen? No, not okay. We're asking, that's a question. Yes or no?
Yes, I bought everything when I went to get my green card.
Okay. Okay. So everything you brought to get your green card, you're going to bring again for your citizenship.
But you need a certificate of disposition.
You need a certificate of disposition, and what the police write, what they believe or not believe to be your status is irrelevant. As long as you didn't make a false claim to U.S. citizenship.
Okay.
If you made a false claim to U.S. citizenship, that's a whole other ball of wax. But
I got you.
But if the police make an error,
that's on
number
the
one,
police.
and number two, nobody's asking for that on a citizenship interview. They're asking for a disposition.
Oh, all right, Mr. Brad.
All right.
I couldn't sleep last night because I called you guys yesterday and I hold on for like 20 minutes. Man. I
Oh
didn't
my
get through.
God! Can you imagine the guy was up all night waiting for the show because he was freaking out.
Yeah. I did.
Wow! All right, get some sleep now. All right.
All right, thanks, boss.
Yeah. All right. Because he's happy now. But usually when I don't get sleep, I become really like crabby, irritable.
No.
You can tell. By the way,
You have no idea.
By the way, you can totally tell how well I sleep based on my demeanor at 9 a.m. on the radio show.
We're all in the office, and Brad walks in with a phase. We're like, okay.
It's going to be some show today, right?
It's the opposite of Squeeze, who can get no sleep, and literally you can never tell.
Exactly.
No idea.
Yeah. Well, no, the less sleep Squeeze gets, the better he is. The better he is. I mean, when he comes in, he's totally rested. You're like, his mind has been too relaxed. What's going on? Right.
1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. The Brad Squeeze Show, where we answer immigration questions. We talk about page 21, we talk about page 23, and we remind the world it's all brought to you by the law offices of Spar Bernstein and the Link Up Media Group. Let's get to another call by way of 93.5 WVIP FM in New York City. That is the least mentioned promotional platform on the show.
And the most listeners.
Yes.
Tanisha.
So why don't we mention WVIP?
Why don't we mention
Good
Because
morning,
we like to
Tanisha.
look at ourselves on camera. That's why. Tanisha, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
What's going on?
Yeah, I'm having a question. How long will it take for me to get a green card? And also, if I'm doing the process of the paperwork in regard, is it possible that I can do my son at the same time?
Oh, I think we need to step back a little bit, just, some additional information. Who's going to be sponsoring you for the green card?
My husband.
Okay, you're married to a U.S. citizen, correct?
Yes.
You're here in the U.S.?
Yes, I'm in the U.S.
Okay, and you and your son entered with a visitor's visa, I'm assuming, or some sort of visa?
Yes, I entered with a visitor's visa. My son is still in Jamaica, but he goes back and forth.
Okay, and how old is your son?
My son is 11 years old.
Okay, so if you're in the U.S., you can just go ahead and file for adjustment of status along with all of the other documents, including employment authorization and a travel document, and you and your spouse will be scheduled for an interview in about 6 to 8 months. Now, for your son, since he's outside the U.S., if you're going to be processing the green card application abroad, you're looking at about possibly anywhere from 15 to 18 months.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. All right, thank you.
That's it?
Do you have any more questions?
Wait a second. She just gave you a lot of stuff. She told you you're going to get your green card. Your son's going to get your green card. And then we don't know what your reaction is by okay. Is okay like, wow, great, that's fantastic. I love you guys. Or okay is like, that's not really what I wanted to hear.
No, what? And then I'm going to call your office and I'm going to talk directly with you. That's my okay.
But we can help you with that.
Hold on one second. That's the best okay I heard all day. Hold on one second.
Okay.
That's a good okay. Hold on.
1-800-529-5465. Once again, folks, do remember you can tune in 9 a.m. and 12 noon weekdays right here on 93.5 WVIP. Also on Facebook, David Squeeze Annakie, Law Offices of Spar Bernstein. Brad Bernstein. Let's look for the, how do I describe you?
Short Jewish bald guy.
There's many short Jewish bald guys around.
But not as handsome and smart as me. The smart, handsome, short Jewish bald guy.
The one that is associated with the Law Offices of Spar Bernstein.
You will not say that.
All right. What else? On YouTube, Spar and Bernstein. The page that was supposed to revolutionize this entire show.
The Brad and Squeeze page.
Yeah.
Coming soon to a theater near you. By the way, I have this piece of paper.
No, but can we get some more calls first, please?
I have a note here.
Yeah, but we have people on hold, and people are going to lose sleep again tonight, if you don't mind.
Michelle.
Thank you.
Michelle.
Yes, hello?
Have you lost any sleep thinking about your question that you're about to call us about?
Yes.
Somewhat.
Somewhat. Oh, okay.
See?
You're there.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay, fine.
I'm the one getting the complaints.
All right. Let's try to solve this.
So, I'm married to your sister, and have a friend of mine, very close friend of mine, who want to help me with the filing fee. My question is, would that interfere with me doing it? Because I know it's my husband's supposed to be providing the money.
I'm lost. I'm lost on everything she's saying.
She's saying that she has a friend that's going to be paying for the filing fees to immigration, and she's concerned that immigration is going to say, "Hey, how come it's not your husband that's paying for it?"
No one's looking at where the check's coming from.
But you can also, submit a money order.
Yeah, but also nobody's looking where the check's coming from. It really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They cash your check in the mailroom, and that's the end of it. Nobody's looking at it after that. What they're going to want to know is, do you and your husband live together? Mm-hmm. Is there an affidavit of support that your husband can support you above the poverty level? If not, then you need somebody else.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it doesn't really matter. You could write the check can come from Michelle Obama. It doesn't really matter. I don't know why I always use Michelle Obama, but I love Michelle. She's always on my head. But it doesn't matter. I mean, and if you're so overly concerned, just put the money in your bank account and then use your check. What's the difference? I'm not telling you to do anything wrong or bad or different. It doesn't matter who pays for it or where the money comes from.
Okay, thank you.
All right? Okay.
1-800-529-5465. Can we squeeze another one in?
Yes.
1-800-LawLink. The Brad and Squeeze Show is ready to answer your immigration questions. We've got Jenny also, one of the managing attorneys. Let's go to the phone lines. 93.5. Hello?
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 Yes, hello?
Hi.
Hello?
Yes, hello, morning.
Morning, hello?
Yes, hello?
Yes, question here, morning.
Morning, hello?
What's your question?
Yeah, hello?
Yes. I'm married to a citizen
Right.
in the U.S. and he died. He died before.
Oh.
He died in between the marriage. But I went in, I got my 10 years. So I put in my papers, he died, but I did apply for the green card.
So you did get the green card?
Yeah,
so I went in and I got my
she did
10
the 204L, I'm
he
sure.
died. I am applying for my citizenship now.
Mm-hmm.
And I sent in my status, the death certificate, and everything to the interview and waiting for them to call me for the certificate. They sent a letter to me yesterday telling me that they deny it because I am not living with my husband for 3 years. I'm a widow. I have to wait 5 years.
That is
they
true.
said I appeal it if I want. I want to know
I see.
if it's worth appealing.
No, it's
No.
not worth appealing at all.
You have
because
to wait the 5
Yeah,
years.
you are not entitled to citizenship until you're 5 years.
No, they said if I was living with my husband now, I could apply for it in the 3 years.
How do you live with
But
him? He's
widow.
buried. How do you live with him? He's buried.
No, I'm a widow.
No, we understand
but
that.
we understand that. But the fact is, you don't live with him anymore. He lives in heaven now, and you live here on earth. So you don't live with him, and the only way that you can get your citizenship on 3 years is live together.
So in your situation, you would have to wait the 5 years from the time that
That's
you
what
got
I
your
was
green
just going to say.
card.
Why don't you all just tell her that?
Just because of the fact that, you know, your father,
He died.
yeah, he passed away, exactly. So you can just wait until the 5-year anniversary and then resubmit it at that point.
Nothing to appeal. But now you can actually file 90 days before your 5-year anniversary.
Oh, 90 days before the anniversary.
3 months.
Within the 3-month period.
Okay. Question. My sister is going to file for her mother. The mother of a daughter which is under 21. Can she petition for the mother with the mother-daughter?
No, I'm assuming your sister's a U.S. citizen?
Pardon me?
Your sister's a U.S. citizen filing for her mother, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so unfortunately, her sister, her mother's daughter, wouldn't be
Correct.
able to come.
No. After the mother comes, the mother would turn around and file for the child.
Exactly.
Oh, so she cannot file for the daughter, and the daughter is under 21.
Yes.
Doesn't matter.
She couldn't file for the mother. She couldn't put the mother and the daughter together.
No.
No.
No. And by the way, there's a question on the form that says, "What is your children's name?" And everyone always thinks the child's included, and it's not.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
you
a
just want the
question.
information.
Correct.
So there's no way.
Well, once her mother comes into the U.S., then she would go around and file for her daughter.
Okay, but the sister can't file for the mother with the daughter. They can't.
They wouldn't be able to
Even
come
the
together.
daughter
No.
under 21. No.
No.
She's a minor.
It doesn't matter.
So matter.
Let me tell you, no matter how many times you ask us, and I love you, no matter how many times you ask us or change the words in asking us, the answer is still the same. The law is the law, unfortunately.
Okay.
I'm sorry about that.
Thank you.
We love you anyway. You're a nice woman.
We do love you.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day.
All right. You know, people get so desperate for the right answer.
They asked
that
several
they
times, thinking that our answers are going to change.
Yeah. No. Oh, this is the 4th time. Oh, yeah. The answer is yes now. Now the answer is yes because you've asked 4 times.
It's the Bugs Bunny trick.
Don't be discouraging our listeners.
I'm not
because
discouraging.
Our listeners, they sit there
I
waiting
told
for
her
the
I
answer
love
to
her.
change every day.
I
But
love
that's
her.
still an audience.
I love her. I love
You know?
her. I'm just saying.
An audience that could be benefiting from, let's say, page 21.
I'm not commenting on her. I'm commenting on human nature. It was
One's page 21, Brad.
human nature. No, that's okay. I was commenting on human nature because I see that a lot. You know,
Yeah,
clients
of
come
course.
to me and they ask the same question 5, 6, 7 times because they're desperate for that answer.
Yes, they are.
Yep.
And unfortunately,
Donald Trump has done the opposite.
what?
Not giving them an answer. Well, that's not the opposite. That's the same.
No, yeah. But I lost my train of thought. All right.
Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen.
Yes.
Squeeze kept interrupting. I'm like, he's gonna forget what he was talking about.
Yeah, I forgot what I was talking about now. I had actually something very profound and nice and important to say.
It sounded like you were going somewhere deep.
I was going somewhere deep, and then Squeeze just brought me right back to the surface.
All right, so let's go to social media calls. SMG first.
Wait.
No. I'm very zoned in getting these
fine.
questions.
Usually, we like to let everyone
I know,
that
but these people have been waiting 42 minutes. The people on the radio haven't been waiting. I'm getting more structured now.
No, I didn't mean that. Usually, we just let everyone know that the social media segment is sponsored by USA Credit
Oh, no,
Repair.
forget about it, man. Let's go to the people's question.
He just doesn't want to do page 23.
No, I'm doing page 23. I actually
He already
started
did
doing
page
it.
23
Yeah,
before.
I'm going
Yeah.
to do it again. Don't worry.
I did it, page 23.
Yeah.
I'm talking about it. I haven't heard Squeeze do it yet.
I have. I did
You
it
have?
starting show.
He did.
Okay,
Yeah, he did.
okay.
But I'll do it again.
All right, when applying for citizenship through marriage, will the 2 years as a conditional resident be counted, or do they start counting
Yes.
after you receive the permanent card?
After you receive the
One
permanent card. Wrong.
Jenny.
No, the 3 years.
Jenny jumped the shark
You
there.
said yes.
No, the
said
3
yes.
years starts from when you first
No.
get your conditional green card.
No, that was not the question.
What was the question?
You were answering a question on citizenship. They wanted to know when is the 2 years that you have to go back and apply. Is it based from the time of the marriage or the time you get your green
Wait,
card?
read the question again, Kyle.
Yeah, she jumped ahead. You got to hear the whole
Yes to
question.
it, either or.
You got to ask the
okay.
answer the whole question.
When applying for
trying to be
citizenship
Brad.
through marriage, Will the 2 years as a conditional resident be counted, or do they start counting after you receive the permanent card?
No,
this you're right. You're right.
1 Jenny, 0 for Brad.
Right. The answer
No,
is it counts from the time you get your conditional
Yeah.
card.
All right.
So 2 years conditional, 1 year permanent. You've now been a resident for 3 years.
Exactly. By the time that you get your permanent and
You're
your
already-
tenure,
you're
you're at the 3
You're
years.
at the 3 year mark.
How long
That's
does
just
sibling for
receipts.
sibling takes?
12.
I would say 13. Anywhere between 10 to 13 because it's always changing.
I took an average of 12.
Okay.
This is juicy.
Is there any possibility?
It's war now. This is like McGregor.
And that's going to be an embarrassment.
Well, that would be. That was a complete embarrassment last night. Did you
When
see
he
the
started
press
making it
conference?
rain on him?
Yeah.
He owns a strip club. It makes sense. Is there any possibility processing for a green card can take less than 7 years for an F1 category preference? Unmarried daughter over 21, say 5 to 6 years.
It is very possible. Nobody knows. And the reason why
always
nobody
changing,
knows, and it's always changing, and anyone who says they do know doesn't know. There is not a human being in the world who knows. They give 20 some odd thousand green cards a year in that category. Now, let's say hypothetically there's 100,000 people in front of you, then you say, okay, it's 5 years. But then all of a sudden, the person in front of you has 3 more children. Now, all of a sudden, those 3 children that person has jumps ahead of you.
Yeah.
And they're taking green cards away from the 20 plus thousand that are given. Now, let's say that person goes in for their interview and they get denied because they failed their drug test at the medical exam, or they were found guilty of something in a criminal, or they lied to the government, or they made a misrepresentation. Now, all of a sudden, not only are they not getting their green card, but those 3 children are not getting their green card. So now there's 4 new green cards to be given to people. So who knows how many children everyone's going to be including on their cases in the future, and who knows of those people who's actually getting through. We have no idea. So to and
They
then
can age out as
and then
well,
and then
and-
let's and then let's add another component to this. We have a president. His name is Donald Trump. We have a Republican Congress. Their names are the Republicans, and we don't know what they will be doing in terms of law changes.
What's wrong with Republicans?
What's wrong with them?
Make it seem
Brad,
like they're
please
bad
continue.
people.
Okay,
What's wrong with Republicans? What's wrong with
I
them?
thought we were doing social media.
I think
Social
for
media.
immigration
Bad people.
purposes,
Right.
it's
for
just-
immigration purposes, they suck.
Yeah.
All right, maybe for other purposes
Maybe
they
not,
may be
but-
wonderful. For like rich hedge fund guys who don't want to pay their taxes,
Tax
they're
breaks.
they're
They're
fabulous,
fantastic.
fabulous.
Swear by
For
it.
for like people who live on farms who want to kill children who buy weed, they are fabulous because they allow them to have guns. You know, it's true.
took a sharp turn.
yeah,
I wasn't expecting that. That was like
yeah, I mean, you know, that was like, you know.
went from golf to killing children.
Well, did you see what happened? Like,
Yeah,
some
there was
dude-
that guy.
Yeah,
who-
some dude who was just like you go
Drug
to buy
dealer.
you go to buy like a joint from him, and then all of a sudden you're like dead.
It was a setup.
It was a setup, obviously. Yeah, you know. So you know, if you like guns and you like hedge fund people to pay low taxes, and you don't want to give health care to people who can't afford it. Yeah,
Great.
Republicans are great.
Wait, is it still 2-0? Jenny winning?
Yeah.
it's 1-2. Brad's with. I give
Yeah, Brad
is
is
winning.
2.
Brad 2, Jenny 1. And now what I'm trying to do is delay the game.
Can
I
green-
think so. I
Can
think
a
so.
green card holder file for a niece who's 15
No,
years old?
no.
Little Nicky! Little Nicky knowing the answer.
I knew that.
Little
answer.
Nicky, we do not allow non-lawyers to answer the questions.
I
all right?
didn't even hear
You
the
are not the
question.
lady on Gunny
I'm
Road,
not a-
all
I'm not
right?
a lawyer. I just want to disclaim that.
I appreciate the enthusiasm, though.
Do
Nikki
I
won.
need a medical to remove conditions on my green card?
No.
2-2. 2-2, Little Nicky 1.
If you're waiting for your 10-year green card and your husband died, what can you do to get it?
Widow petition.
Oh, 751 still
751
pending. You
is
submit the
pending.
death certificate,
Yes.
and that's
Easy,
All
Brad,
I'm now
easy.
jumping ahead,
Easy,
right.
Brad, easy. Don't jump the
Yes,
shark.
I jumped the shark there.
My
Whatever that
friend
means.
received.
No,
a-
but to answer seriously, you filed the death certificate, prove it was a real marriage.
All right, my friend received a 10-year green card instead of a 2-year conditional green card. What can she do to replace it with a conditional 2-year? Is it okay for her to travel outside the country while waiting?
So the 10-year was issued by mistake.
Incorrectly.
Definitely okay to travel in that instance. I think that you file an I-90.
You file an I-90, and you should not have to pay the filing fee
because it was
an error. How do you know it's a mistake? If it was more, if you got your green card issued to you after the 2nd year anniversary,
then it's supposed to
then
be
it should be it should be a 10-year. Is it possible that you've been married for more than 2 years when it was issued? Then they issued it correctly. So before we jump to conclusions and say
definitely verify the
amount of time in which from the day you got married to the day that they issued your green card or approved your green card.
We actually usually see it the opposite way, where people that are coming into the U.S. as green card holders, by the time they enter the U.S., they've been married for more than 2 years, but they still get the temporary 2-year. And, we don't know it because we're not evaluating necessarily from the get-go, but immigration, when we file the 751 for the 10-year, they send it back and say, hey, it was our mistake.
Correct.
And send everything back, including your filing fee.
We even had a call once from a guy who was really, really smart. He went for his visa appointment, I don't know whether it was Kingston or Port of Spain or wherever he was, somewhere south of us. He seemed like he was in a warmer climate. I don't know why. I just felt it through the radio waves. And it was about a month ago or so. And he said, I just went into the embassy. I got my immigrant visa. My 2-year anniversary for my marriage is now in 6 weeks later. Should I wait 6 weeks and then come, or should I come now? And I said, well, if you're dying to see this woman, then come now, but you're going to be a 2-year conditional green card holder, and then 2 years you got to go back and do this, remove the conditions and go through this whole rigmarole. Or you can wait 6 weeks because the immigrant visa is good for 180 days, wait 6 weeks,
and then come back
then enter the United States for the first time after the 2nd year anniversary of your marriage. You never have to deal with immigration again.
I think that's actually a very great strategy, especially if it's a short window, like 6 weeks.
Exactly.
60-second history. The Republican Party was formed on what premise?
Abraham Lincoln.
No.
Oh, it was. It is the party of Lincoln.
But but I'm just saying, on what premise was it formed? That's why I said. That's why earlier, and I looked it up. I said, "What's wrong with the Republican Party?" They're the ones. It was formed back in 1854, where former members of the Whig Party met to establish a new party to oppose the spread of slavery into the Western territories.
Yeah, boy, they've changed.
That's a good one.
The black woman apparently changed over the years.
Drastically.
That's a good one, Brad.
In their minds, they haven't
Can a
changed.
green card holder married to Can a green card holder be married to someone? How long will it take for the person to get a green card?
Can a green card holder file for someone who's out of status, maybe?
The answer is yes, but then you would have to do a provisional waiver.
Unless they're 245I.
Correct.
Okay, can we wish a happy birthday to one of our faithful viewers, Carlene Davis? And Colin James has a question for Squeeze.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday to you.
I like Little Nicky's better. Happy birthday to you. All right.
HBD.
Colin James has a question for Squeeze. Squeeze, did you see Mexico play Jamaica, and how come you never big up the Reggae Boys?
Big up the Reggae Boys.
It's an excellent question.
Big up the Reggae Boys.
Did you see this? Did you see the match?
No,
you did not.
I did not. Unfortunately, I have.
You were partying somewhere.
Absolutely not.
During the match. And
No.
Didn't notice it.
No, I worked my asphalt off, and then I had about 15 minutes to grab dinner. And that was it.
Got it.
No, yesterday I was in a very bad mood. I was yelling at contractors left, right, forward, and center.
Do you notice that, by the way? Do you notice, by the way, that there's like a show within a show here?
Someone actually
No.
said Lisa. She said her favorite part of the show is the comments. She said that today.
Yeah. There's
Is the what?
There's a
The
show.
comments between.
There's a show
within. There's another show going on that has
comment
nothing
section.
to do with us.
Show section.
In the comment section.
Oh, Facebook.
In Facebook, there's another show going on that has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Lisa said her favorite emoji is the eggplant.
I didn't know there was an eggplant emoji.
The comments are actually
But like,
amazing.
You know
when
what
would
that means?
you?
You know what that means, right, Brad?
The eggplant
I don't know what it
emoji.
means. I'm asking him.
What is the
What is the
eggplant?
eggplant?
I don't know what it is.
He is so.
I like your innocent face. Like
I don't know.
No, but in one instance, would you actually use an eggplant emoji
And by the way, even on
when you're eating eggplant?
and by the
Actually, that applies. Yeah.
Only millennials are understanding what's happening.
I
What
don't
is
know
the eggplant?
There's a lot of
Yeah, what is
millennials
the
here.
eggplant?
Are you guys?
We're
I
gonna
can't
keep this
tell.
side of
Put
the
some
room.
raindrops next to it. What is it?
Squeeze nose.
Squeeze
I don't know what it is.
So Squeeze is a millennial as well.
Squeeze knows exactly what he's talking
He
about.
knows. He's in the nightclub getting texted eggplant emojis.
You get the eggplant with some raindrops next to it.
Don't do that.
then it's on.
I don't know.
Is it on? If you
It might be on.
It might be on if you get the eggplant.
It might
It's
be
on.
With the raindrops too, bro.
As long as you don't get it from Squeeze.
No.
And you're another band.
Have you ever gotten the eggplant
No, nobody.
emoji from anyone?
Nobody's ever
darn.
sent me the
Men
emoji
get- Men
eggplant.
get the peach. That's what Tamika says.
Men get the peach. Women usually get the eggplant.
Yeah, I've never sent an eggplant to anybody.
Good. You should
Yeah.
send peaches.
Peaches.
This is
a
an
weird
equal
time to
opportunity
let you
country.
know.
Did you learn that from what, Sugar?
Brad can do whatever he wants.
No. I learned that from being a millennial.
From being a millennial.
Definitely wet sugar, though,
Yeah.
on this topic, for sure.
That's what I'm trying to get to.
Yeah, we have just more comments that are relevant. Khaled says, "Brad, you're smart like Napoleon."
Napoleon was a conqueror.
He's,
Thank you.
that made me laugh.
Right,
so
but then ultimately he fell to a huge defeat. So I hopefully will
Stay on top.
stay on top of that one.
But
He
we've
was also a very
Very small,
very
yeah.
small man who had height issues.
You're definitely taller than Napoleon.
Yeah.
But we asked our viewers for suggestions on how to improve the show and what they'd like to see as the show begins to change. Someone said they'd like.
I'm scared to hear this now.
It's a serious suggestion.
Yeah.
Deschanel says we should have a show on Saturdays.
I
Nicolette's like, I don't want to work on Saturdays.
Squeeze.
I already work Saturdays.
Squeeze is going to say nobody listens to Squeeze. What else?
I've always suggested what is right for the listeners and us, but nobody listens
It
to
should
And
it.
be-
you suggested a Saturday show?
Squeeze
Oh, I have.
suggested
Oh, you have,
Squeeze
okay.
suggested a early evening show
Okay.
where when people get home before they get into their TV series and everything would be a good time to do this.
And I also suggested
And he
on
also-
Saturdays
and he also
because everyone's home Saturday
evening or late Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
Squeeze has also suggested it. Squeeze also suggested that I should be doing this 24 hours a day.
That's what you should be doing,
Tapes.
Brad. Yeah.
Marilyn
Tapes.
says Saturdays is for family time.
family time. So Marilyn will rather watch during
And
the
for
week.
me, it's
And the
eggplant
hold on,
time.
stop. And the family may need help. All right.
What else?
Because that's what the show is about.
We
It's a
have-
family show.
What
Well,
other
at
issues?
this stage, I don't know.
What other suggestions?
We actually got a final quick question. My friend is trying to adjust her status, but she lost her passport and visa, which is being asked for. What can she do? She was able to get I-94. Is that enough?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. We got to remind folks that here at the law office of Spar Bernstein, where we're in what's called my mom's basement, but it's really Brad's office here at the law office of Spar Bernstein. We must remind you, if you ever have any kind of run-in with the laws, you got your ass arrested, come on, think seriously. You think those guys at the that they give you as lawyers in the courts really, I mean, in the
I think they're
court
good.
system are bad? No, they're not bad, but then I don't think you need someone on the outside that doesn't have a stack of cases that they got to get through. So get yourself a private criminal defense attorney if you can afford one, and make sure it's from Spar Bernstein, in my opinion. Also, of course, if you got tax issues, Spar Bernstein's tax attorney, Carmela, can file your taxes for you, and especially if you owe the government a ton load of money, she could potentially reduce that significantly, and I do mean significantly, okay? And also, a lot of you men and women out there with child support issues, you're going to sit on it, it's not going to go away. It's going to be like, I was going to say something else, but, it wouldn't be appropriate for the show. It's going to be like some things that just won't go away.
It's going to be like an eggplant with raindrops.
I was going to say something worse.
Not the
Yes,
restaurant.
because when you have an eggplant with raindrops, that ends up having children, and then it doesn't go away. It all starts with the eggplant with raindrops.
It does.
So
It
make
does.
sure, if you've got child support, divorce issues, custody issues, come
caught
and
on.
see the family
Hold
lawyer.
on now, yes.
Just Megan and
I would never have the gall to
Construction
send
accident.
that to anybody.
A lot of you immigrants work in the construction industry. If you ever get hurt on the site, All right, make sure you contact a Spar and Bernstein attorney.
You know what? Squeeze does page 23.
Construction accident.
Squeeze does page 23 very seriously.
So
and then we make such a joke of page 21.
1-800-LawLink.
I feel bad now.
You feel bad, Brad?
Because law should be serious.
Yeah, I feel bad.
1-800-529-5465. Let's make it legal. The proceeding was
one.
informational only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein Law Firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easily remembered, 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-LawLink. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LawLink. That's 1-800-529-5465.